Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's webinar. Please, before we get started, let me know if you can hear me and see me because this is the most important webinar. Before electric vehicles and Elon Musk became the richest man in the world, we had a webinar about the electric vehicle industry. We had a webinar about the commodities that are going to win, the commodities that are going to come out on top when this industry hits the main line. And so now we are going to dive into the metaverse. This is something that previously only had an effect on the video game world, right? On the younger generation. But now with the evolution of Facebook into a company called Meta, this is now becoming a totally new sector. Right now, the sector earns billions of dollars. But in the course of this webinar, I'm going to go through and teach you guys how this industry will form into a multi-billion-dollar industry. So before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I want to go ahead and go through what we're going to discuss in the webinar. So I'm going to talk to you about what is the metaverse. We're going to talk to you about what companies are active in the metaverse, what you should pay attention to, where and when should you invest in these things, and then we're going to go through a larger list of companies that are in one way or another affected and will play a role. Again, you are here in this webinar because you are ahead of your time. You are looking to position yourself in a better position and get in early. So before the start of the boom in the IT sector, if anybody here is as old as I am and remembers the internet boom in 1999 and 2000s, it was something that was incredible. It was something that was amazing. And so now Facebook is officially Meta. Before we get too far into it, I want to again take you through the history of the best investment vehicles over the last 10 years. Right after the great financial crisis in 2008, there was one asset class that stood above the rest. It was a towering giant. It was so much more profitable than anything else, and that is the NASDAQ index. So if I go over here to the NASDAQ index and then drop to the 7-day chart, look at this. This is over the course of the corona pandemic. Guys, keep in mind, when everything transitioned online and people worked from home, this is the incredible 45-degree angle investment vehicle that we should all have been looking for. But if we go even past that, have a look at this. This is after the great financial crisis. Same kind of upward momentum. If we go back even further, so this was the internet boom, right? Here we have the internet boom. Look at this. IT technologies and computing has always been one of the best investment vehicles in the world. This is when the stock market recovered, and this is when people were getting rid of IT because they were just, the mania turned into fear. The mania turned into pessimism and negativity, but we're over that now. We are now over the industrial boom. We are past the industrial level of evolution. Of course, industrial still remains a top priority for currency traders, for a lot of the sectors in the stock market, but I'm here today to show you a whole entire new sector. So I want to give a warm thank you to my support in chat. I really do appreciate your help, guys. Any questions you may have. I saw that that there was a question in the beginning about something to do with support. So again, I'm not a support expert, so I wouldn't know why something got closed. But if you do have any of those questions, please ask them in chat, and lovely Angie will help you guys and answer any of your questions. So recently, Facebook has turned their company into Meta. What is Meta? They are leaning towards the metaverse. They want to create a whole entire industry. Now, I'm sure a lot of you people have heard about this idea of singularity. Singularity is when humanity becomes so evolved that they then transfer their consciousness into computers. We're nowhere near that point right now, and I'm sure it's not going to happen anywhere in our lifetime or our kids' lifetime or our grandkids' lifetime, but it is a possibility because companies like Meta are creating this thing called the metaverse. Now, what is the metaverse? It's basically a virtual world. It's a virtual world that brings people together. It uses artificial reality, virtual reality. It uses artificial augmented reality, and it uses the physical world. So there's already technologies where you can feel and touch and smell movies, right? We have these 5D movies where all these stimuluses are coming at you. And so this kind of technology is going to get advanced. Now, before you guys, nod off and say, okay, yeah, this is boring, this is entertainment, that's what I'm here today to tell you, that it's not only entertainment. We're going to start off with Microsoft, Meta, and Google, and then we're going to expand. On the Olymptrade platform, there are many multi-level areas where you can get in if you learn enough about this industry and you find a good entry point. So besides just the emotional and entertainment value, you guys have to understand, right? Facebook is pushing to make this virtual world as real as possible. And there's a lot of money to be made. Previously, Facebook was only making money off of ads. They're expanding. Guys, they're making these virtual reality headsets. This is called Project Cambria. And basically what this is it's going to be a massive computer that reads your eyes. This area right here is a processing unit that will read your facial expressions and will then mimic that on the other end. So in virtual reality, you can make like, hey, and hey, facial expressions, and the person on the other end will hear that. And what does that mean? That means that there's money to be made in the VR headsets themselves. As this catches on, already we see many people experimenting with virtual reality and buying headsets, and many companies are pushing for that. Steam, Microsoft, Facebook, Amazon, everybody is starting to create their own virtual reality headset. And it's going to be some time before you yourself experience what it's like to put on a virtual headset. I'm sure you can go to a, some sort of IT expo, and they will let you test it out for free. You can go to a store that sells them and test it out for free, because this technology is being mass marketed, is being pushed on the general population, and it's going to catch on just like electric vehicles. Guys, I live in a third world country, and we have hybrid vehicles and electric vehicles more often than what you see gas and diesel vehicles. So what I'm trying to say is that this is going to catch on. And then we have the augmented reality, right? Previously, what we talked about is virtual reality and virtual headsets, but now we have augmented reality. That's where you have glasses just like these that on the other end, they have a display. There's a display where you can Google things. There's a display where you can actually have like these kind of live interactions. The best example that in the top of my mind that I saw lately was Pokemon Go. It uses the camera of your phone to simulate, not even simulate, to show the exact environment you're in, and then put additional augmentations into that reality. Lucky, hello, sir. Welcome to the webinar. Good to have you with us. So this is another step. This is another technology that is going to explode from $1 billion industry into $1 trillion industry, 1,000 times more profitable for you and I. So this not only pertains to games, this also pertains to work. Think about the coronavirus pandemic, where we all went we all went home and started working from home. And so the augmented reality is going to be a big part of business processes as well, where you have where we have Zoom meetings on another level, where we're always on the camera, where we're always, and the metaverse allows you to participate in different events and different kind of meetings where you can actually do projects live. The coolest thing I saw was a virtual meeting where programmers were programming together at the same time using VR headsets. So I just want to drive this home, that it's not only pertaining to games, but it pertains to business processes as well. And so the metaverse is basically a shared online space, and Facebook is one of the leaders for it. The horizon, I want to take you guys out. I want to zoom out a little bit to something a little bit bigger. If we go down here to say Microsoft, I just want to show you that over the last few years, how these industries are growing. And then we have the likes of Google. But I also want to remind you that the horizon is 10 to 15 years. So right now you're just making baby steps in learning about what and how it's possible to make money from this industry, but you will have chances to invest. And from my experience, and these are not my words, this is the late great Warren Buffett said this, you want to invest when other people are fearful. Right? So what do we have right now? We have a major market sell-off. People are fearful. We have the Federal Reserve. This is more fundamental than it is sentiment-based, than it is emotional. But when it does hit the bottom, and when you have that itchy feeling that, ugh, I don't want to invest, I'm scared, that's when you want to invest. Same thing happened with the coronavirus pandemic, right? In 2019, when the coronavirus pandemic hit, the market hit like multi-year lows. And that was the best time to get in because the global economy recovered. A lot of money was being pumped into the system. Dollars and yen and francs and sterlings were printed. But the stock markets recovered, right? Currencies fell, but the stock markets recovered. And so the new technology, guys, this is what you want to pay attention to over the next few years. The new technologies, the most interesting, and I'll tell you which companies actually make these technologies. We have Web 3.0, and I'll tell you what that is in a little bit. We have blockchain. All of you guys know Bitcoin. All of you guys know Ethereum. All of you guys should know what blockchain is. And then we have VR, virtual reality, and augmented reality. These four super high-tech industries are going to earn money in the next 10 to 15 years. And you really want to position yourself in a way to get in on top of that. Now, I showed you guys, this is Project Nazare. Keep that in the back of your mind. Project Nazare is going to be outsourced to other companies. So we're making processors, we're making video chips, and all of that you can find in our stocks section right here. If you go to stocks, we have the likes of NVIDIA, we have the likes of AMB, we have the likes of, let me just find them for you, Amazon, right? AMD. Amazon unfortunately went through a massive devaluation. Stock split. So this is Amazon going through a stock split. AMD makes video chips and processors for all of these technologies. And so you want to keep track. Write this down. Project Nazarene and Project Cambria. These are the two. So this is Project Cambria and this is Project Nazarene. These Obviously, Facebook does not produce microchips. Obviously, Facebook does not have factories that will produce these things. But what you want to do is you want to target the company that does produce this. You want to wait until Facebook publishes an earnings report where they say, wow, we sold 1 million of these headsets. And then you want to target the company that builds these. Let's go down through the list together. So AMD is definitely going to be Apple. Apple is creating their own virtual reality and metaverse. They definitely want to stay on top of this industry. Baidu is the Chinese equivalent of Google, right? They're also going to have their own analog devices. They make microprocessors. You want to be writing all these names down. As you can see, we have a turnaround. I'm not sure that the US markets are turning around completely, right? We're still in the downward momentum but the NASDAQ index, I'll give you guys a list of companies that you want to invest, but right now we're slowly going through that list together. So I told you guys about Web 2.0. Let's speak about Google for a little bit. I mentioned Web 3.0. What is that? Well, first of all, let's talk about where we are right now. We are currently, we're currently in Web 2.0. Everything you see on the internet right here, all of this, it works that a user, a person or a company owns that domain. They own the entire domain outright. What Google is doing right here, this company, they're working at creating Web 3.0. What Web 3.0 is, a user owns virtual assets. They own virtual songs, pictures, you know, digital assets, NFT, non-fungible tokens, mm, other blockchain assets. All of these things are going to be possible to monetize, to make money on the Web 3.0. It's super popular right now. If you guys, I'm not sure if you know about this, it's very popular that people buy virtual items. People buy skins for their video games. People buy templates. Like if you see this kind of dark color, you can buy virtual assets even with Olymp trade. We have themes that are for sale. This is a virtual asset. You can buy these things, and this is growing in popularity. I'm not sure if you guys have faced this, but I myself have bought virtual items as well, themes for different programs that I use. And so digital rights and ownership is going to be a really hot topic. This is where you want to pay attention to law, where you want to pay attention to the legal battles that are going on, because digital rights is going to be at the forefront. And of course, laws that govern cryptocurrencies, laws that govern the blockchain. The main purpose of the blockchain is so that no one person can own the entire internet. No one government can own this. It's all decentralized. And that's the beauty. That's the purpose. And that, I guess, is the possibility that is hidden inside the metaverse that you can find. You can find a lot of what's the right word? Like decentralized means that you don't answer to any one kind of entity. There's nobody that controls and pulls all the strings, which allows for more freedom, which allows for more expression. And like I said, in Web 3.0, these people are the expressive ones, the talented artists. They're going to be the ones that will produce all of this content that will then be published and that can be monetized by you and I. So previously, like I said, it's been in gaming, but now it's growing in scale. A lot of what you do at work will also revolve around the metaverse. And so we have three key companies, guys. These are the three top companies you want to pay attention to their earnings reports, to their presentations, to their new product lines. That's Google. So Google is working on Web 3.0. They are the fathers of this idea. Then we have the likes of Meta, previously Facebook. Meta is working on Horizon Worlds. This is their own kind of virtual reality where you can have your own home. You can have your own like business online that you conduct all these transactions through the metaverse. So that's Meta and Horizon Worlds. And then we have Microsoft. Microsoft right here is another giant. These are the three giants, and Microsoft is working on Azure Digital. Now, Azure Digital is more business based. It's a way for businesses to monetize and to create cash flow through the metaverse, through people interacting online and living in this kind of virtual space. And so as these companies grow in size, and that's why I wanted to kind of zoom out and show you guys the bigger picture. As these companies grow in size, you can tell that their projects are starting to bring money. Their projects are starting, now they're highly diversified, but like I said, in the earnings report for each company, they will tell you specifically how much each industry is making them money. And if you want to learn more about how to read earnings reports, just go to our channel and click the little magnification icon. That's search, and you'll be able to search earnings reports. And I've done a few videos on them. My colleagues have done a few videos. So back to the metaverse. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. In a few years, it's going to be a multi-trillion-dollar industry. That's where I want to get in. Now, why is this so important? Because if you are not aware, the elite countries or the elite companies like Tesla SpaceX, they have been pushing internet onto the entire world. So if you guys don't know, Africa has massively come online, right? Africa and India have the biggest populations in the world after China, and they have come online. India has come online. There's so many satellites that give internet, and there's like free internet in Ukraine right now. SpaceX has been a part of a project that gives free satellite internet to Ukrainians. So this has been a massive move. The more people that come online, the more people that that participate in the internet in whichever form is available to them, the more money will be pumped into this industry, the more investment return you can earn as a savvy investor. So Africa, India massively coming online, and I believe the global change will come, and this industry will just explode in profitability as soon as China enters the mainstream internet. As soon as the Chinese public as a whole are able to participate in the global internet, that's when we'll have the biggest spike. That's when you'll see these companies jump up 20, 30, 40% within the year. So yeah, absolutely. And Sanga, the way that we are discussing this this topic of the metaverse is the way that you should approach every sector of investing. It's just today we're looking very specifically at this sector of Microsoft. So I want to go through the list again together with you about what the top investment, what the top companies to invest in will be. And there's one that really stands out on top of the others as a forefather of the metaverse, something that you can participate in right now for free. It's called Roblox. Let me see. I think we have it on our stocks page right here. So the company is called Roblox. You can go ahead and just Google it as is. It's not the best. Like, I got to tell you, it's not, like, to me as an adult, it does not have a lot of appeal, but to children, to young adults, it really has a large appeal. Now, don't look at the graph right now. Again, if we look at, I want to show you the NASDAQ. If we look at the NASDAQ, this is just a show of what's happening in the US markets right now. This isn't Roblox as a company. But Roblox allows for two key principles. It allows for unprecedented artistic expression and growth. You can download this program, this platform for free. You can create your own world. You can create your own, I don't want to say interactions. You can create your own interactions and make them and monetize them. Make certain interactions paid for. So you can have a game. You can create a game yourself right now on Roblox. You can make some skins. You can make some legendary items and then sell those items to your users if they enjoy the game itself. It's really unique because it allows to do all of this for free. It allows other users to try your content that you have put out for free. And it allows other people to make money from this platform. Like I said, if you create a virtual world, say an art gallery, a virtual art gallery, and you get enough users, and then you can make a VIP zone, and you have the people that are looking at it for free, they want to join the VIP zone, and they pay you $2 to look at your VIP zone. You can have a stable, I'm not sure how stable that is, but you can have a solid income. Roblox takes a small percentage and gives the rest to its artists. So you as a creator of this metaverse can make money and monetize off Roblox. So this is just one really key and strong example of a metaverse company. Also, I showed you NASDAQ. Guys, keep in mind that NASDAQ, when this kind of market downturn goes away, guys, NASDAQ is going to be right back to being the best investment vehicle for the long term, where you don't have to do any research. If all the research that you do is visit this webinar and listen to my speech about the metaverse, go ahead. The key things you want to remember is when the NASDAQ on the daily graph drops down to the 100 period moving average, great place to enter. Just historically, have a look at the graph. Many years back, there are some difficult times. Again, after 2018, there was a little bit of a stock market flat. But for the majority of the time, any time that you get in on the 100 period moving average on the NASDAQ, on average, it will earn you money. It will earn you money. And so this is what I want to, you have a small stop loss and you leave your take profit as far as possible up ahead, you will win. In the long term, after many years of trading only this asset, you will win. And that's why I'm trying to direct your attention. So number one beneficiary of the metaverse is the NASDAQ index, because in itself, it holds all of these fabulous companies that are now at the forefront of this new industry that's growing. So back to our stock section. So Roblox would be definitely number one. I'll go through the entire list and try to give you guys the best ideas that I have, and tell you what exactly that company is doing in the, whether it's the cryptocurrency space, whether it's in the hardware space, because everything related to the metaverse requires top-notch hardware, and then everything related to the software side and everything related to the programming side as well. So Siemens is a big player. They're a multinational company with a lot of home electronics. I'm pretty sure that they're not going to miss this this trend. So they are, I don't have concrete projects for you, but definitely one of the major players. Adobe is a metaverse in and of itself. Let's take 5 minutes to talk about Adobe, because I spoke a lot about video game metaverses. Now I want to present to you a company that has created a work metaverse. Let me see in chat, has anybody bought any Adobe products? Let me go ahead and ask you guys this in chat, please. Just raise your hand, put a plus if you ever bought something from Adobe. I know I have. I've bought Adobe Acrobat, the advanced version. I've bought Adobe Premiere, which is video editing software, and I bought Adobe Photoshop, which is the photo reductor. By the way, Mustafa Nouri, welcome. Good to see you as well. Thank you for your first. Thank you for saying hi. So Anki Sang is saying Roblox, first time I heard of this name. Thanks for the info, Yaroslav, sir. Absolutely, guys. This is really interesting stuff. And like I said, when I first saw these tools and games come out, I was impressed. I was like, wow, it's really good to be alive in 2020. It's really good to be alive in 2019, despite the coronavirus pandemic. And so again, it's really good to be alive. I love the fact that humans are evolving, and Adobe as a company is another top-notch, one of the top companies in this evolution of digital workspaces, digital products. And so what does Adobe do, guys? Let me explain this to all of you guys that don't know. So Naresh, I see Naresh has bought Adobe products before. They're very expensive. They're stupidly expensive, but they're the best in the market. They do what nobody else does. Adobe Photoshop is the #1 premier product that I don't think I'm lying when I say this, that all photo studios use. If your photo studio does not use Adobe Photoshop, they probably do not earn enough, because with Adobe Photoshop, you can quickly and easily edit any photo to look amazing. Passport photos are made from Photoshop. Driver's license photos are made from Adobe Photoshop. And you know, most likely they're pirated as well, but it's super hard to pirate Adobe products. And they also have Adobe Premiere. Adobe Premiere is the same kind of editing software. It's not even the same, excuse me. It's a massive editing studio, professional level to make videos. The best YouTubers, the best short video creators, any kind of student that wants to learn the movie industry, they eventually will come to Adobe Premiere Pro. Apple has their own kind of version of this, but in my experience, it's not as powerful as Adobe Premiere. And so not only does it provide all these things, Adobe has a cloud system. Everything that you create is stored magically somewhere up in the air. Now, obviously, it's not magic. It's stored in servers somewhere in their databases, probably even in your local country, but they connect everything. You can save snippets and pictures and move them between programs and add filters and connect with your friends and send off complete work assignments. It is a whole integrated world where you create, where you edit. It's really amazing. Adobe is one of the industry leaders in this regard, and we're coming to the end of the webinar, so I'm just going to keep moving, guys. Definitely in the metaverse, Adobe is one of the top, one of the biggest business units that are going to create a metaverse for businesses. So Alibaba is a sales platform, but as a company, they have many branches, just like Amazon. Definitely something to keep an eye out for. I wouldn't invest them right now. They're in a multi-year massive decline. Not a very good company that I would recommend investing in right now. So Amazon, we already went through. They have their different projects like Alexa. They're working on their own in AI, artificial intelligence. They're massive, but they have a very bad price to earnings ratio. It's going to take you 60, 70, 80 years to make back your investment. So until a massive industry takes off, I wouldn't recommend Amazon right now, but they just went through a stock split, so they could become much more accessible for you if you know don't have a massive trading account. Then you can buy smaller parts of Amazon, and you'll do really well. AMD microprocessors, one of the best. I believe they're even better than NVIDIA. NVIDIA has really been slouching. They've been kind of promising and not doing. AMD has been promising little and doing. They're doing that compression. If you guys heard that there's a law, I don't remember who the scientist was, but there's a law that every few years microchips are exponentially getting smaller, and AMD is on track to keep that going. So Analog Devices, one of the best Taiwanese producers of microchips. As you can see, their decline has not been as big as the other companies. What does that mean? That means their products are in demand. So as the cell phone industry, as computers, as the metaverse expands, Analog Devices is definitely going to be some company that you want to keep track of. Another thing, because they're based in Taiwan, if there is a problem with China and China does do some sort of aggressive military movement against Taiwan, Analog Devices may suffer. So that's just a quick heads up. I want to keep this going. Baidu, again, a search engine from China, one of the strongest IT companies in China right now. They're not slacking off, not slouching. Boeing has a lot of technologies, but they're not really related to the metaverse. It's more of a military and industrial complex. Chevron. Cisco does not directly make products that relate to the metaverse, but they do make those products that you cannot have the metaverse without. They make routers, switches, all sorts of technologies for connecting people, right? They make all of the hardware, all of the cables, everything that you need to get connected. And so definitely a company that really took off as people started working from home. And when they come back from home, new businesses are also going to buy Cisco. And Cisco is the top supplier for the US government as well. So definitely a big player in that. Coinbase Global. Coinbase, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges, not to be overlooked at all. GameStop is a meme stock. I'm sure they will come out with another kind of hype movement that you can get behind. Not definitely a company that I would hold for a long time, but if you can catch it somewhere around the lows of 85, 86, could be a good investment. Could be a good trade. I don't want to call that an investment. IBM, guys, I'm on the line with IBM. They've been a household name since I lived in the States. I know that they have artificial intelligence that rivals that of Google. I know that it is an actor on the financial markets. I know that their artificial intelligence Watson is a big project that they're keeping as secret as possible. Again, not something that I know a lot about because they're so secretive with it. And also the credit that IBM has, they have massive debt and they have very low income. I don't want to say very low, right? It's multi-billion, but not something that I particularly know why it's going to earn. But another player in the metaverse, another player in the IT sphere. So Meta, Microsoft, Google, those are the ones we talked about for the majority of the company. Excuse me, for the webinar. Netflix. Now, I'm not so sure about Netflix because they're trying to diversify like Amazon, but they're really mostly focused on this kind of cloud entertainment service. Whether they're going to transition into the metaverse, whether they're going to create their own home theater where you can watch movies with your friends, like 3D movies with 3D glasses that allow you to see your friends and their reaction. I don't know if they're going to go that way. To me, it comes like an idea that, you know, you could try it, but whether it's going to be profitable, again, is the question. Just like Blockbuster. If any of you guys are old as I am, you remember Blockbuster was, you know, your go-to stop for the weekend. You want to watch some movies with your friends, with your girlfriend, you go grab a movie from Blockbuster. It disappeared. Within a matter of 2 to 3 years, Blockbuster just poof disappeared with the advances of the internet. So I don't know how long Netflix is going to live. Nvidia, guys, this is another one of those companies I was showing you that create hardware. Nvidia creates processing units. Nvidia creates GPUs, CPUs, so graphics processing unit, central processing unit. They do video rendering, definitely one of those sites to pay attention to. Oracle is a company not similar to Adobe, but they work in the same space. They create a full product line for businesses, for cloud computing, for you know, working from home. They're definitely a company that focuses, and you can try to see what their new product line will be. Check their earnings report. Again, if they're having a stellar, successful quarter, 2 quarters, invest in them for the long term. You can, after 2 quarters of good growth and the stock market is showing bullish directions, you can then invest in Oracle for a few months, years. It definitely be. PayPal is one of the top payment systems. They're one of the first. If I'm not mistaken, I think Elon Musk made PayPal when it was like X.com. It got bought out and then combined with PayPal, and then PayPal became even better. So Elon Musk has something to do with PayPal. I think they might be the #1 payment system after Visa and MasterCard. Not quite sure, but again, something I know that they started working with Bitcoin. You know, 2018, 19. Somebody, if you can double check right now on the internet for me, that would be great. So Qualcomm, another processor. The Qualcomm makes the best processors for cell phones. So Qualcomm Snapdragon, if I'm not mistaken, I think are the best processors for cell phone on the market right now. Definitely a key player. Definitely going to be part of the metaverse. Definitely going to be in high demand. There's a shortage, guys. There's a shortage in the world of processors for cell phones, for gadgets. It's not only cell phones, for watches, for headphones, for coffee machines, for everything. Everything requires processors. Smart home things, you know, your smart air conditioner, smart lights, everything requires a processor. Qualcomm may be positioned very, very well in this industry. So Robinhood is a free brokerage in the US. Roblox we went through. So there may be some that I missed. Again, guys, Snap is just a social media structure that may decide to go that way. Spotify, they sell digital products on their platform, mostly music. Taiwan Semiconductors. This is another Taiwanese company that makes semiconductors. Tesla. I just love Tesla. Very volatile company with a very bright future. So guys, unfortunately, because we're coming to the end of the webinar, I may have missed some, and again, I apologize for that. But that in a nutshell is the metaverse. If you guys missed the first part of the webinar, it's okay. You can go ahead and rewind it. I did forget to ask you guys to make sure to sign up to the channel. It's very important because we want to share this information with traders. It's a way for you guys to stay in touch as well. So make sure to sign up to the channel. Click the little bell icon at the bottom. And if you haven't already, you can check out our social media pages. Again, it's super important that you guys go ahead and sign up to the YouTube channel and share it with your friends. If you can, share this video with your friends. I personally will be very grateful to you, again, because it just shows me that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm giving you guys good knowledge and good trade ideas. And our next webinar will be tomorrow, where we're actually going to give you guys entry points to what is happening in the market. What are the opportune moments? What other industries are making money? So go ahead and visit that. My colleagues will give you guys a wonderful show. If you guys have any questions and I didn't answer them, go ahead and ask them in chat. It will be helpful for you, and other people will learn from your question as well. Other than that, my name has been Yaroslav Burchenko, and together with Olymp, we wish you guys good luck trading out there, and see you all next week. Thank you so much for coming. Bye-bye.